Hi everybody, thank you for watching. So today's video it's going to be a fun one, and I'm very excited to bring this to you because I recently received this package in the mail, and it is a very large one. So it is from Pixi by Petra. We're Pixi Beauty. It says hashtag PIXIPRETTIES on it, and when I opened it up, I about lost my ish. So this is what the inside of it looked like. So basically Pixi has done a recent collab with 4 influencers, and they sent along the entire collection, and I was shocked. I can remember the mailman coming and dropping off this huge box on my front step. I'm like, what in the heck would that be? And I opened it up and I was like, what is this? And then I opened up the flaps and I just lost it. If you follow me on Snapchat, I did the unboxing with you guys, and I got very emotional because this was so exciting to me. So I definitely want to say thank you to you guys. You know, thank you for continuing to support my channel and, you know, coming by here and watching the videos and just leaving your support, because it's why brands are starting to send me more products to test out and review and to talk to you guys about. So I thank you guys so much. I was not expecting this package at all, and I was so grateful for it. But what I want to do today, I asked on my Snapchat if you guys would want to see an unboxing of it and kind of like a first impression type of video, and the majority of people said yes. So I'm going to go ahead and go through everything. I'm going to go through each collection and show you up close what everything looks like and talk about the products, do some swatches, and then I also want to put things on my face because I'm really excited to try out a lot of these products. So I just have foundation and concealer on right now, but we have eyeshadows to play with, and blushes and contours and bronzers and highlights and lip products and all that fun stuff. So I'm actually wanting to try that on my face so I can give you guys a good first impression. Instead of just swatching, I want to actually try it on so we can see what it's like together. So if you would like to see everything that has come in this amazing PR package from Pixi, please keep watching. So this is a collab with Caroline Herons. I'm actually not familiar with Caroline, but I guess she's just like skincare expert, skincare genius. So from the Pixi website, it says Pixi is thrilled to announce the launch of a new and exciting collaboration with 4 leading beauty and lifestyle gurus. So it says double cleansing just got easier and speedier if you want a foolproof method to remove waterproof makeup and sunscreen. So it is a unique 2-in-1 jar created by Caroline, where one side contains a solid cleansing oil and the other side a luxe cleansing cream for the ultimate PM cleansing. It is $24 retail. So this is what it looks like, and I actually haven't used this one yet. I plan on starting to using it, but I really wanted to like show you guys the pretty package before I dug into everything. So this is a really nice size. It says on here it's 1.69 fluid ounces of product, and then when you open it, it does have a protective shield, and then here is a close-up. You start with the solid cleansing oil to remove makeup and our sunscreen, and then the luxe cleansing cream cleanses the skin. I have a cold, so I can't really tell. I think there is somewhat of a scent, but it's kind of hard to tell. But that looks like a lot of product, so that looks like a decent size. So I will start using this tonight. So it sounds like you're really only supposed to focus this for your nighttime skincare routine. So I'm pretty excited about this because I love skincare. I love finding new skincare. I'm excited to try more from their skincare, and this is like right up my alley. I think it's really unique to have the double cleanse in there. Hopefully I like this. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to Miriam NYC and her products that she put out. Now I am familiar with Miriam. I see her on a lot of like brands Snapchats, and I really like her. I like her makeup tutorials. I know that she's a makeup artist, and I was probably the most excited for her collab. I was actually going to feature this collection in the Will I Buy It that I previously posted. I had it on my list and I was going to be talking about it, and I think it was like 2 days before I was going to film for that video that I got this package. But out of everything, I was going to say that I would have picked up one of her kits that she came out with, because she came out with 2 of them, and then I was going to say that I would probably pick up the brush as well because I like makeup brushes. I enjoy makeup brushes, but I also really like contouring and bronzing And then I like brushes. And then the other thing that I was going to say that maybe I would get was going to be the skincare product, because I really like skincare as well. So I'm super excited to try these out. I'm going to put some of these shades on my face. I'm going to use the brush. So each of these are going to be $20. So we have a Strobe and Sculpt, which is a highlight and contour palette, and then also the Strobe and Bronze, which is a glow and bronze palette. The brush is going to run for $14, and it is the double-ended brush as well. So since it's a highlight and contour brush duo. Okay, so the first one that I'm looking at is the Strobe and Bronze or Glow and Bronze palette. So when you take it out of the packaging, looks like this. And then it does have names on the back of it. So then this is like a plastic covering, and then when you open it up, you have your different shades in here. These look to be nice size shades. Each of the shades are 0.8 grams of product, so I think those are pretty good sized pans. Again, it's $20. You can find Pixi at like Target. I know it is sold, so it is a drugstore brand, so it's a little bit more affordable, but Pixi is on the higher end side price-wise for drugstore. So then we got the same thing here. The plastic packaging is what they look like. Size is 0.18 grams of product. So looks like this could almost be like a setting type of powder, a blush, a highlight. This is a shimmer bronze, and then we have two deeper contours. Just kind of like my initial swatches, is they are really, really light. So I'm very curious to see how these are going to be on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the brush. So from the highlight and contour palette, I'm going to take the middle shade here, and then this is what the brush looks like. It feels really nice. I'm going to take this end of the brush. The brush feels heavy, feels nice. The bristles feel soft. So first impression on the brush, just holding it is good, but let's see how this actually applies to the face. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm much happier than I thought I was going to be, because when I swatched them, I was afraid they were just a little bit too light swatch-wise, that I was worried about what we would come away with, but that actually looks nice on the face. Like, yeah, I feel like you can see it already. If you guys can't tell, I don't have any eye makeup on yet, and if you can't tell, I'm sick. So if my energy seems low and my voice seems off, I've been sick for a very long time. I just can't seem to kick it, so I just think I look even more sickly when I don't have any eye makeup on. I feel like it's super obvious. First impression is I'm applying this to my face. I really like the brush. Really like the brush. I think it's doing a great job, and then the contour shade I really like as well. I think it looks nice. I feel like it's showing up right away. Yep, you can see it. So I'm definitely much happier than what the swatches were doing. So, phew, I'm very grateful. I love contouring and I love bronzing. So I was like the most excited about these and the brushes. I think this will be a really cool brush to have, and it's only $14, which I don't think is a bad price. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some bronzing now. So I'm gonna grab the other palette. Normally I would switch to a more like my preferred bronzer brush, but I just want to see how this works to bronze as well. I'm going to pick up this first top shade up here. I will say that I don't feel like these are very powdery. There's not a lot of like kickback with the shadows, which is nice. So let's see. And that one is coming through super pigmented again as well. So I don't know, maybe the initial shades, I mean, as I'm swatching now, it's really just for me to get an idea of what the shades will look like, and I'll actually go in and do better swatches later so I can insert them in here. But those first swatches that I was doing, even though I know I wasn't like going all out for them, I was still a little like, are these gonna be okay? But definitely not mad right now. So it blends really, really easily on the skin. I'm having no problems blending anything out so far for the contour and bronzer shades. I'm very, very happy, very impressed. I'm gonna go in and highlight now. I think I'm gonna take this first shade up top, and I'm gonna use the other side of the double-ended brush and see what we get for a highlight here. That's a pretty good highlight. Hopefully the camera is picking that up okay. It's like a gold, almost like a gold champagne type of highlight. That's really pretty. Again, I think the brush is doing a great job. Again, there's not a lot of fallout with the shade either, so I think that highlight is so pretty. Yeah, I like that. I like that highlight a lot. First impression thoughts after adding some of the products to my face. I definitely like the brush. I like that it's double-ended because I think that you can get a lot of different uses out of it, because even though this side is technically meant for the highlight, like it even has a sign saying strobe to this side, I think you could even contour with it and get a nice contour shade. For this, you can use the contour and the bronzer. I mean, you could even use this as a blush. Like, this could just be really handy for when traveling. So again, the brush is $14 and I really like the brush. I would definitely recommend that. For the two palettes, again, they're $20. What I kind of wish off the top of my head was that it was just one palette, because I know that I'm gonna like the deeper like contour shades in here, but I like the bronzing shades in here, and then like maybe I'll try some highlights in here, but some highlights in here. Like, I wish it was one together. So far from the shades that I've tried, the contour shade, the bronzer shade, and the highlight shade, I liked all of them on my face. I don't think they swatched the best, but actually putting them on my face, which is really the only thing that matters, I think they all performed really well. I know kind of like off the top of my head that there's some shades that I'm not going to use, and like there's like a shimmer bronzer in here, and I don't really use shimmer bronzers, so I know I wouldn't use that one. And I don't know, this one would really to me just be a setting powder, and I'm pretty particular about my setting powders, so I'll have to see how that works on the under eyes. But it makes me think that I'll probably be gravitating towards this one quite a bit more, because I could probably use this as the contour shade, this is the bronzer shade, and then have my highlights in here. So this one is the Glow and Bronze palette. I think I'm going to be reaching for this one quite a bit more, so that's kind of what I look for with my face game. So maybe you're something else, you have a different skin tone, etc. But if you are my type of skin tone and you know those are kind of your preferences, I think that you would prefer the Glow and Bronze palette if you only wanted to pick up one of them. They are $20 a piece. Again, big pans, like the shades. I'm very happy with them. This one I definitely will see myself reaching for more, but this and the brush, like super happy with this one right here. Okay, so next up I'm going to move over to It's Judy Time and her collaboration. So she came out with an eyeshadow palette and then also a lip palette. These are both $24. And they do have shade names on the back, and then you get 1.2 grams of product in each. So I'm going to swatch a few just real quick for myself and see what they're like. Okay, so the first shade I swatched was not so good. I was trying for that gold shade. It's really hard, and it was hard to get a lot of product. If you can see an up close of what the pan looked like, and it was very chunky. Okay, let's try a different one. Like, that one's better. The matte was definitely better. There's a matte shade. Okay, so the other ones seem to be swatching a lot better than that first gold one. First I'm going to go in with the shade. Looks like a nice transition color. I'm going to apply this into my crease. Okay, so just first thoughts right away. I mean, I know transition colors aren't like the most exciting things in the world, but it looks really nice. Showing up pigmented, very easy to blend out. So that one is looking good. And then I want to pick up this kind of more mauve shade right here. I'm going to apply that just a little bit lower than the crease and see if we can blend this one in. Okay, so again, that looks really nice. It's not like overly pigmented, but for a nice matte shade, it looks really nice. Easy to blend, it's showing up well, nicely pigmented. Okay, so far so good. That one to me is really pretty. I really like that one. And I'm gonna come in with this shimmer shade over here. Slide this onto the lid. That shade is just kind of like okay for me. It's a little bit like almost on like the patchy side. This one's just a little harder to work with. Not as bad as the gold, but it's just, this one's just okay for me. Just kind of my first thoughts. I think the shimmers, I think the mattes are performing better than the shimmers just from doing a few swatches and then from actually putting them on my eyes. It just seems like the matte shades are a lot more like blendable and pigmented than the shimmer shades. The one that I put on my lid is just a little bit hard to build up. It was harder to kind of blend everything together, and it just didn't seem to have as much pigmentation as I think that it could have had. So I think the mattes are definitely going to be the standouts of this palette. I think it's nice. The shades are nice, but it's nothing like new that's like jumping out at me or like super crazy that I'm immediately like, I think everybody should have. I think it's just a nice eyeshadow palette, but I'm not sure it would be worth the $24 in my honest opinion. The other palette from Judy is the lip palette. So it looks like this. Again, there's names on the back. You have 12 shades and they are 0.7 grams of product each. So lip palettes to me don't make sense. And I was going to talk about the lip palette in my Will I Buy It video. I was going to say that I wasn't going to buy it because it's just not a practical purchase for me. These are $24 if I didn't say, but unless you're a makeup artist, I'm not really sure I understand the point of having a lip palette unless maybe you just want to like create colors at home and mix colors and that sort of thing. But when I go out, if I wear a shade from a lip palette, am I supposed to put the lip palette into my purse and take it with me? Like, it just doesn't make as much sense to me. I totally understand it for a makeup artist, 100%, totally get it. But for me, as just like a regular gal who likes to do her makeup at home, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But I've never had a lip palette before because I've never bought one for myself. But I'm curious to see what these are like. It does say that you're supposed to use these with your finger, which, I mean, I have acrylics, which is bad enough, but I just don't like putting makeup on my finger. And I'm swatching this first shade just to get an idea of what it's like. And it's not really anything. It's kind of just a gloss. That one's just more of a glossy. Let's try this brown one right here. To me, they don't seem like super soft and smooth. So there's the brown shade. Try one of these deeper shades. Like there's this one feels better. This one immediately feels like softer and like I'm actually picking up product. So yeah, this one's much better. There's a swatch of that one. So the lighter shades weren't really doing much for me. The darker shade definitely looks better. Just first impressions, like as I'm putting my fingers into them, I don't like that at all. I would prefer to use a brush. So I'm going to see if I have a lip brush that I can use for this. And then, yeah, it was just like with these lighter shades, it's just hard to get product out of them. It was like nothing was happening, nothing was going onto my finger. So I'll see what happens when I swatch the rest of them, but I'm gonna try one on my lips. So let me go grab a lip brush and then we'll actually try it on. Okay, so I really didn't have a lip brush that I thought would be good enough, so I'm gonna put my fingers in it, which I really don't want to do. I'm gonna try this kind of mauve shade right here. I don't know about this, guys. I mean, I don't know, I guess you can see some color. I'm just not a fan of lip palettes. I guess I was thinking maybe they would be glossy, especially because like the first couple that I swatched like didn't seem like anything but gloss, but it's really hard to rub your lips together afterwards. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've gone in quite a few times now, but I don't feel like much is happening. And I really don't like applying with my finger because I feel like I'm not being in the lines. I don't know. I'm not a fan of lip palettes. I mean, practicality wise, they just don't make sense for me, but just from the few swatches that I did and then, you know, trying to put the shade on my lip, it's really not working out. So for me, $24, I just wouldn't purchase a lip palette. It's not a good purchase for me. If you're a makeup artist, I totally get why you'd want to have one in your kit, but just from the swatches that I've seen so far with this one, I think this one is going to be a miss for me as well. So I'll insert some more swatches in here and maybe something will change, but this one's not for me. I just put some like chapstick on because I didn't really like that lip palette at all. Now we're moving on to the last collab. This is with Aspen Novard, and she has this kit. This is a lower lash mascara and then also a brow tamer. It is $16 for the kit. I just think it's interesting that it's a lower lash mascara. Like, that's it. That's all you can use it for, is your lower lashes. So inside, this is what the little mascara looks like. So this is a pretty small tube. It's in black and it's 0.11 fluid ounces of product. I feel like that does pretty good for just focusing on the lower lashes. It's really easy to get the wand right up in there and draw them out. It definitely helps give them length. All right. Okay, so I finished off one eye. So looking at the lower lashes because that has on this product. So I mean, I think it did a good job. I don't know if I consider a lower lash line mascara to be like an essential, but it looks nice. Like, I don't have any mascaras just for the lower lashes. It was easy to get right up in there, but yeah, I just don't know if it's something that like is a must-have for my personal collection. Okay, so I finished off the other eye, and then the other product is the clear brow gel or the brow tamer. So I just very quickly put some goof proof in my eyebrows. I didn't really do anything super crazy here because I just want to see how this tames the brows. So there's what the wand looks like, and let's go ahead and see how this works. So far, I mean, I just applied it, but so far, like, it doesn't feel wet on the brows, but it also doesn't feel really stiff. I like products that make my brows like super stiff. It just feels so strange to me, and so far there isn't any stiffness on it. So we'll go ahead and see. It looks like it laid everything down the way that it should be. For the clear brow gel and the lower lash line mascara, it's $16. I guess it's not a terrible price. Like, if you really need a clear brow gel, then that's good. But the lower lash mascara, I get that's kind of like her trademark. That's kind of like her thing, but for me, it's just something that's like not really necessary. I don't know, it's kind of fun though because I wear a lot of false lashes, so a lot of times I'm just doing my lower lash line. So I don't know, maybe I'll end up actually really falling in love with it. But it's $16 for the clear brow gel and the lower lash mascara. For me, not necessarily a necessity, but nice things to have around. So we're almost done. So the last ones in Aspen's collection, we have a blush and then some highlights. These are called the Glowy-Powders. Are $16 a piece. So this shade is in Santorini Sunset. Okay, there is Santorini Sunset. Again, the highlights, like, they just are swatching super soft, kind of similar to the Miriam highlighters, but I'll try some on my face. I'll just put them on top of the Miriam highlight and see how we do, just to get an idea. This other one is called London Luster. Ooh, that one swatches a lot better than the other one. That one actually really excites me. I'm not like a huge white highlight person, but when I swatched that one, that looked really pretty. And then the cheek shade is called Rome Rose. This blush does look really pretty. I forgot that she had a blush in the collection. I just threw on a matte blush, but I'll just apply this over it because it has some shimmer to it. So it's definitely like a pink sheen. It almost has like, maybe, yeah, it has like a gold reflex in it. So it's almost kind of like, it almost turns like kind of peachy. And apply some to my cheeks. So it's so funny because even though I wasn't thinking it was like swatching super well, like when I put it on, it actually is very, very pigmented. That's awesome. That's a really pretty blush. It has the nice gold sheen to it as well. So yeah, they're definitely much better on the skin than they do swatch. But I want to try to put on some of the London Luster as well. It's more of like the white highlight shade. So I'm just going to come back to the double-ended brush and just apply some of this as well. This looks really nice actually on the skin. This one actually swatched really well too, but that looks really good. So, okay. Again, I don't know, it's strange. I don't know, maybe I'm not putting enough oomph into my swatches because I'm sick, but they definitely look a lot better on the face than they do swatching, which, like I said, is the only thing that matters. So the blush is actually really, really beautiful. I like that, and both the highlighters look pretty. So each of these separately are $16. The blush is actually probably my favorite. I really like the blush upon first impression. I like how it has that shimmer in there. I think these three separately are worth it. I mean, unless you're a real highlight junkie, you probably don't need to get both the highlights. So it just depends. Do you want more of a subtle gold or do you want more of like the white pearl? But the blush is actually really pretty. If you're a big blush person, I think that you would really like the blush. So those are the final products from this Pixi Pretties collaboration. Alright guys, so that is everything that came in this ginormous box from Pixi Beauty. A big thank you to them for sending me this package and letting me try out these products. Thank you guys on Snapchat for letting me know that you wanted to see this unboxing video. I hope actually putting on some of the products helped you guys out. I'm about to do the swatches right now, so I'm curious to see how the rest of everything swatches and see how it goes. Make sure to check the description box. I'll have some more updates in there for you, like the skincare and things like that. I'll put those in the description box so that you know, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful. So grateful to get this package, and again, thank you guys so much for all the support. I'm excited to see where we're going. 2017 is starting off to be a pretty good year over here, so thank you guys so much for coming by and watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Have you gotten anything from this collab yet? I'll link everything in the description box down below as well in case you're interested in getting anything. So let me know if you've gotten anything or if you plan on picking something up. So please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe before you go, and then I'll catch you guys real soon in my next one.